大家好，立家八辈. In this video, I'm going to be sharing why I left London and moved to 重庆，然后移民到台北。And I'm going to be sharing 我为什么在台北教英式英文。Like, why did I leave the UK? Alright, but first, do you have your cup of tea ready? Let's begin. 开始哦。Okay, so I've always been a kind of introverted. I've always been driven by curiosity, adventure, self-improvement. 和我记得大学的时候有蛮多大陆人在利物浦大学留学。So there were lots of Chinese students and I made friends with them. So I was like introverted, but I like to make friends, and I was quite interested in learning the language, Chinese. So it was a lot of fun. I studied 我那时候学土木工程 and I remember, I know everyone's going to say, oh, yellow fever, you like Asian girls. Oh, come on, bro. I wasn't interested. But I remember one night I was at a library in Liverpool and it was like 4 a.m. and there was a girl next to me and that library was empty because it was like the middle of the night. So I thought, alright, I'll try and talk to her. She's kind of cute. And I was like, oh, what are you studying? And she's a Chinese girl. And we started chatting. And it was kind of fun, like interacting with foreigners for me as a Brit. Yeah, many crazy stories about that actually, like culture shocks. But yeah, we were chatting and eventually we exchanged numbers and we slowly got together. Some of the culture shocks involved 他那时候会私讯给我And I was like, and that translated really strange on Google Translate as like poison or something. Like, but 其实就是 yes 的意思，对吧？What else? I remember one time trying to give her a hug in public, which is quite normal in the UK. But she was kind of like weirded out and I was so embarrassed. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, so I met this girl, a Chinese girl, and we slowly became boyfriend and girlfriend. And I started learning some Chinese, and it's quite interesting. 请给我一瓶啤酒 was the first sentence I learned. Typical British. Yeah, sorry if 如果荧幕的中文怪怪的，应该不是炫耀，就是让别人惊讶。Sorry, 翻译错。Excuse the translation. So yeah, learning Chinese was fun. I could increase my work opportunities in the future. It was fun making Chinese friends. I could show off to my British friends or impress them. And I could communicate better with my girlfriend at the time, the girl from Guizhou. But after graduating, I worked in London. Okay, here we go. I was working in London, and London's an amazing place, my hometown. I was thinking back, now it would be good to go back now that I have more money. But at the time I was living with my parents, so I felt super bored. I didn't want the boring office job kind of routine. I wanted adventure. I wanted to travel. I didn't want an office job, even though civil engineering is a good career. So I decided, alright, I'm going to focus on Chinese culture and learning Mandarin, so I moved to Chongqing. I took the step in 2016. I know that's Beijing in the picture. But I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked in Chongqing. I thought my self-taught Mandarin was okay, but the 四川话瓜娃子 我非常完全听不懂，有点像国语、普通话，但是还是不一样。比如说他们说好耍就是好玩 ，so it's still kind of different, right? 好耍，要得是好的。So I learned some words, but in a group conversation, I felt left out. I didn't understand. I couldn't small talk with people. Sure, they could understand Mandarin, but they would reply in Sichuan Hua or Sichuan accent Mandarin. And I couldn't have any meaningful relationships in terms of business or even like dating. At that point, I had broken up with the girl from Guizhou, but it limited me in many ways, including making friends. Okay, so it really damaged my confidence as well. You know, I was scared to even job opportunities. Okay, at that point, I was super lonely in Chongqing, and my girlfriend and I had broken up. I think partly because I was young, I was a young guy, right? But also, I suppose didn't know what I wanted. Just for fun, maybe. I was like 20 years old. Come on. I was kind of using her to practice Chinese. I know it sounds terrible. And the language barrier and culture barrier was just too great. So it's probably a good thing we ended it. We broke up before I went to China, actually. So yeah. Obviously, learning a language through your partner is a fantastic way, but I think you should definitely not rely on that. Like, obviously, it's not worth the arguments and the time investment. You know, like you should be with someone because you like them. So I wouldn't do that again. So I thought, all right, I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna move to Taipei. One last shot, but this time, instead of trying to save money, I decided to save my time. I invested in a proper one-to-one tutor. Alright, and I'm still doing lessons with her. 还在学，每一个礼拜线上。And this was a game changer, you know, like I stopped relying on girlfriends to learn the language or free videos online or apps. There weren't any apps at that time except Duolingo. I needed something with structure, accountability, a real human to hold me accountable, a person who I was afraid to disappoint. And I thought this time I'm going to focus on the Taiwanese accent and culture, etc. Like focus more specific rather than general Mandarin. And maybe this time I can fit in better. And it was a success, you know? Focusing on saving my time, not my money. It was much better than Chongqing. And the investment paid back many times over. So in terms of my confidence, like I can make people laugh in Taiwan. You know, like you can say, oh, Kaobei, people will laugh, right? Because it's so local. Just learn really local stuff. 笑死，是不是这样子? You know, it massively helps if you learn the local culture. Not just financially, but in terms of like relationships with friends, even love. Having more options in life by learning the local culture. I fitted in better, so I got a permanent residence in Taiwan. I started a business, I found love, and her family was able to accept me pretty well. And I could small talk with strangers about my day, like in 7-Eleven a little bit. 辛苦了，快下班吗？ people really appreciated me speaking Mandarin, especially with a local accent, or trying to speak with a local accent. Plus my friends back home, their minds would be blown. What the hell? Especially on Instagram stories, like 这么是这么会中文，我的天哪。But you know, I realized as a teacher that maybe I'm onto something here. Learning the local accent rather than just the general accent. Alright? Maybe I'm onto something. And I realized, like, as a teacher, I can't help everyone. My time is very limited. So I wanted to create videos to help many people with British English. That's where I started to relearn my culture, my accent. Like my whole time in Taiwan, I was trying to fit in with American English. So 如果你追我很久，我一开始讲比较美式英文，是不是？就是我最近2年就开始自己重新学我当地的文化。Just be proud of who I am, you know? Which is why I feel I can relate to people in Taiwan and Hong Kong. So I wanted to make a course as well teaching British English. So I can help many people and make videos that will help many people at the same time. And it was fun. So I started to research online and I found that there were some other British English teachers in Taiwan and in Hong Kong, excuse me. But as I mentioned, I always found the same recurring problems. Number one, it's general English taught by Brits or local people instead of purely British accent. So I wanted to be a Brit teaching British English, not a Brit teaching English. Does that make sense? Like, it's just so, they teach very general. I found it's always like beginner level and advanced combined as well. They don't separate the two. Like if you buy their course, it's either too easy or it's too hard. Number 3, no offense, but they might not be taught by native speakers. Like I personally would want to learn Chinese from a native speaker. I wouldn't want a foreigner to teach me Chinese, to be honest, because you start to learn some of their habits. It depends on the stage you are at, but I personally wouldn't want to do that. Yet alone a Londoner. So for example, some teachers are from Scotland teaching British English, but the accent is quite different, you know. Especially, you know, like the teacher might be from Liverpool or Bristol, or, you know, I'm actually from London, so I'm teaching London style British English, which is where the accent comes from. All right, I do have an accent. I'm from South London, so it's a bit more of a modern accent, but I think that is a strength. Like you won't sound like Shakespeare. And what else we got? They don't focus on role-play speaking, they just focus on listening. Next point, they don't specifically focus on Taiwanese and Hong Kong learners. Maybe it's just like all foreigners learning British English. And lastly, a lot of my competitors are teaching you like really old school British English. So you sound like Shakespeare. You sound like you're from 100 years ago. For example, could you tell me where the loo is? I need to spend a penny. That's so old, man. So I teach you to sound more like modern. All right. So of course you want to balance these 3 to have modern RP accent. Okay, so culture, modern London English, for example, and sorry, I can't remember the last one. 看不太懂，我忘记了，不好意思。Maybe fluency, right? You have to sound fluent. Okay. So that's why I became a British English teacher online to solve those problems, and that's why I'm making a British English video course. If you're interested in that, you can message me on Instagram to learn more about the new British English video course I'm making. So that was my story. That's why I've moved to Taiwan. That's why I've moved to Taipei, and I've been here 10 years, and that's what I've been doing and why I'm doing it. And I hope that helps you. Bloody hell.